America. Lobos, great band, really lays it all out in their music. Playing the We the People Fest in L.A. here in November. You can check that out. I don't think I'm going to be there. We'll see what happens. Here with J.B. John Bell, the lead singer, guitarist, and songwriter with Widespread Panic. They are playing here in Austin, Texas tomorrow night. It's sold out. Maybe you can get tickets. Maybe you can get in, get some scalp tickets. It's sure to be a great show. I wish I could be there. I'm not going to make it. Before we went to break, I was asking you, John, about your wellness center in Athens, Georgia, that you run with your wife, and wellness as a whole here in America.
Well, you know, I'm best at focusing on to give you answers about what I know about, and like with our wellness center that's my wife is a therapist. She does family and couples counseling, and she works her practice out of there. And what we did was restore an old home in North Georgia, and it's got a lot of space in it. So we also offer yoga and meditation classes. We've got some people that come in and do that to, help facilitate that and be teachers. Got photography classes and some women's workshop stuff, some writing classes, things that just kind of get your personal positive juices flowing, and and to overall help de-stress, be a de-stressor for folks that engage in these activities. It's a lot of fun, and the place is gorgeous, so it's very pleasant to walk into. Ask me about political stuff. It's like that's a fight I don't jump into.
Well, I mean, you can call it political stuff. It's also what's going on, as Marvin Gaye once said. I mean, just such a big believer that life does imitate art, and that, we do need the artists out there to kind of lead the way, because any kind of a political movement or political revolution isn't going to get off the ground without that. And going back to Woodstock, I mean, I think that's really what changed the world, wasn't it? The music and the culture. All of the politicians waving their magic wands behind the curtain couldn't do what the kids could do and what music can do. So I think the two go together, and people often jump to the conclusion that we're talking about politics when merely we're just talking about what's going on in the world.
And you've got a chicken and the egg thing going there, too, that there are events. I mean, there's an overall energy to the world as it is now, and everything you see, whether it's Woodstock or political movements or those are symptomatic of an energy that is already pre-existing. And it's when we get down to trying to pick things apart, that's like trying to heal by just being attracted and addressing the symptom without holistically getting back to the main state of being, overall being.
In other words, thinking positive and getting rid of the fear that is pervasive in society.
Yeah, I think fear, the absence, the presence of fear and non-forgiveness is the opposite of love, which is maybe that'd be something to try. I think there are a lot of people out there that are still working with that choice because it's really all that's left to them.
Yeah.
Which with all the crazy things that are going on in the world, at least it gets you to a point of, hey, we've tried everything else. It doesn't feel like it's working, so let's get back to the basics, and that's love and forgiveness, and coming to the party with something to share.
Yeah, I like how the Ron Paul revolution, they put love in the middle of the word revolution. You can realize it's spelt backwards in revolution, and that's certainly good. Have you decided if you guys are going to take the bird or the pig flu vaccines, or you're going to endorse those at your wellness clinic yet? They say they're going to be forcing us to take vaccines to save us from the swine flu. Are you going to make a decision on that? I know you've talked about autism and stuff like that before, ADD.
Well, we're not a medical facility, so it's that doesn't come into play.
Will you yourself take a swine flu vaccine to save yourself from the swine flu?
I hadn't made that decision yet.
You may have to pretty soon.
Yeah, I've never taken a flu vaccine before.
There you go.
But let's see how the situation emerges, and and I'm assuming that I'm not old and not a baby, so I'm going to be one of the last to get on the life raft, if that's the case.
Let me plug your website, widespreadpanic.com. The latest album is free somehow, out in 2008, which is just getting huge reviews. Final message to the world, to my audience.
Oh, boy, I don't try to give too much advice. No, I think, overall, folks are really more inclined to be in the right place, do the right thing, have a very fulfilling and magical life experience. If they, if we cultivate a backdrop that folks can have some freedom to really explore their own natural tendencies. And that's, sometimes that means turning off the TV for a while and taking a media fast. Sorry about that, Jack.
Hey, no, I recommend the same.
But, to give yourself a break during the day to just take a deep breath and reflect and then calm down a little bit and then look at each other as, folks, as you would look at them as a friend, even if they are a stranger, give it that little benefit of the doubt there. You start with little things and who knows. Hey, everybody, this is John Bell from Widespread Panic, and you're listening to Jack Blood on Deadline Live.
Hey, I really appreciate your time and suffering my questions. You did a great job.
Oh, that's cool. It's a little different angle, but thanks. It gave me something different to do.
Hey, I get everybody's opinions, and everybody's so different, and I just let my listeners think for themselves. It's a novel approach.
Well, it's a kind of... I tend to... I like to leave my opinions out of it because usually my opinions aren't fully baked, and I want to be able to change my mind.
Yeah, and it could divide your fan base, I guess, if you say too much sometimes. So I greatly appreciate your time. It was a real pleasure to talk to you and meet with you, and I'll see you at the next Widespread Panic show.
All right, cool.
Thanks, bro.